Welcome to Triple R, Rock Riddle's Reality. I am Rock Riddle. Good to see you. Thanks for joining me. One of the things that I'm doing on this channel is I'm sharing my experience, my personal involvement with many major stars in the professional wrestling business and many major stars in the entertainment industry. And because I have stories that have never been heard before, never been told before, and so many people have been encouraging me to tell some of those stories, why not? Triple R, Rock Riddle's Reality. Let's tell you the reality of my life, but not about me, about people and our interaction, about people whom you might wonder. It's like, what's Sly Stallone really like? And what's the story there? And what about Hulk Hogan? And what did he say when you guys talked the last time that people are murmuring about, but no one has reported it anywhere? And what about all of the people with whom you had interaction on Hollywood world premiere movie red carpets? I'm asked to walk a lot of red carpets. Red carpets, most people don't know, they are cast. The producers cast the red carpets. So as a producer, I want to have my cast and crew on the red carpet, obviously, especially the cast, especially the stars. And I will strategically place them on the red carpet. However, I've got 45 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes to cover. I've got to bring out all these photographers and videographers, and we want to make sure that all of the majors are there to interview our stars. We can't do that with just our cast. We need more people on the red carpet, so we will cast that. What if we could get Jake the Snake Roberts to come on a red carpet that we're doing at the Chinese Theater? Whoa, that's going to get some attention. That will bring out TMZ, whereas they might not be interested in coming out initially. That will bring out many more reporters. So that's going to be good for us. I'm showing you what it's like from the producer's point of view, and then I'm going to give you an actual story. Now, we have to fill these spots. Also, we cannot afford to have a lull in the parade of people on the red carpet. Each of the stringers, the photographers, the videographers, the interviewers, the directors, all the people with the video and the still cameras, they are given a spot, especially for major feature films. If I were being really generous, I would say it's over a foot, maybe 18-inch square. They are expected to stand there. That's their spot. So I would always go when I'm going to walk the red carpet, or when I had clients who were going to walk the red carpet, I would always go early. Really good idea for the actors who are watching this. Always go early to the red carpets. We'll talk in another video, if it's of interest to you, we'll talk about how to get invited on the red carpets. Oh, that's an art unto itself, and has a lot to do with who you know, has a lot to do with marketing, has a lot to do with networking, but we can talk about that. Again, if it's of interest, you put it down in the comments and I'll do a video on it. I've taught all this stuff to so many people all over the country for entertainment, for actors and producers and directors. Okay, so I get there early. I make it a point to know who the producers are, who the directors are, who the major stars are, so I can say hello and not look like a dummy, like, who's that over there? Is that anybody? Yeah, it's the star of our movie, moron. Okay, so do your research ahead of time. Find out who the people are. Watch little videos on them. Here are the producers. If you're an actor, my gosh, what's the greatest thing that could happen? That, first of all, you could get invited to this screening and hopefully get invited to walk onto the red carpet. And again, in another video, I can tell you how to do that. When you're simply invited, how to make yourself available for the red carpet. That's gold also. So I introduce myself to the people if I don't already know them. I reintroduce myself or say hello to the videographers, the photographers, the press. And if I have clients who are coming, here's what I do. I'll go over to, maybe here's the fellow with the camera, and here's the lady, and they're just setting up, and they're going to be interviewing. And here's another guy back here, he's directing. So it's a 3-person crew there for whatever TV show, whatever it is. And I'll go over and say hello to them and kid around, see if I can. I said, gee, you guys are stuck here in 12 inches each squares? You can't really leave here, can you? Okay, hey, would you guys like something to drink? Can I get you something? Because it doesn't look like the producers are doing that. Don't say I said that. So you'd be amazed what a bottle of water will do, what doors it will open when people are sort of stuck. They've got their location. They can't leave there. Maybe it's warm. And then the longer you go without water, the more you appreciate it. How's that? So I'll do something like this. I'll talk to the producer and I will say, okay, I'm going to be walking the red carpet tonight. I'm Rock Riddle, 4-time Hall of Famer, living legend, professional wrestler. And in case you didn't know, and are you open to an idea? Would you like to do something different and funny and fun? And if you don't like it, it doesn't hurt my feelings at all, but may I throw it out? Okay. What's your name, ma'am? You're doing the interviewing. Your name is Susan. Okay, Susan. What about that? What about this? Because I'll be semi in character as the professional wrestling bad guy that I built a reputation for a few decades. So what about this? You start interviewing me, and of course, you're standing next to me and cheating the camera because you're a professional actress, obviously, as well. So you're in there. You're in frame. I take the microphone, push you out of frame, and totally take over. Do you like the idea? Is that not something that you would enjoy? Would that hurt your feelings? Is that okay? Does everybody think that's a good idea, or is it dumb? I don't care. I can do a lot of different things. And they say, every once in a while, they'll say, yeah, let's do that. I say, fantastic. Now, I will place one of my celebrity clients behind me on the red carpet. Now I've grabbed the microphone and I've taken it over. And I'm talking about whatever, the last feature film that I did. Oh, but let's don't talk about me because we have the opportunity. Look, oh my goodness, have you seen this lady who's been following me for days and days? She is actually one of the most promising, upcoming professional actors, stars that I've had the pleasure to meet in my 18, 20, 25 years in the business. In fact, why don't I call her over and we'll do the interview? And that way I interview, and this has happened, I don't know, at least a dozen times. Then I interview my client. That's it. That's a thing that I would do with people, with actors who are, maybe it's their first red carpet ever, and they're really out of their comfort zone. They don't know exactly what to do, how long they're supposed to stand in any one spot, etc. Maybe they're not really great at interviews. So now I can say crazy things that will be interesting and funny, and everybody will appreciate it. The lady who was doing the interviews before I pushed her out of frame, she will appreciate it. That's a piece of video, a piece of film, a piece of whatever you want to call it now, that she can use in her promotional efforts. Then my client can be a part of this. And now I'm asking her questions that are making her look fantastic. That's going to be a part of her promotional package. Everything works out great. Now, when I get there early, I'll tell them, I'll say, Jane Doe, client Jane Doe is going to be on the red carpet. Here's what she looks like. Here's her story. I know you won't remember. You've got so many people. Oh, by the way, here's a great question to ask her. This is when I don't have the microphone, but someone else is doing it. If it's Susan and if the lady I just mentioned, I would say, Susan, oh, great. Okay, this would be a great question to ask Jane. And I'll remind you. Then I'll be behind the press. I'll be behind them, and in front of them, of course, is the red carpet and the stars coming down the red carpet. Now, when I see my client just about, and I've set it up so that she's between two other stars whenever I can, and when she comes down the red carpet, she steps on the edge of the red carpet, and now she's on her way. When it's appropriate, I will lean in and I will say, Susan, this is my client. Her name is Jane Doe, and this is the question. This will be a great question. And she'll say, oh, thank you so much. The idea is to make everybody happy, to get as much PR, publicity as possible. Also, what I'm doing is I have a video camera. So now I'm using my phone more, but I still have an 8K camera, a little handheld that sometimes works better. At least the phone now can be used as a backup. I just got a new phone, so it's also 8K. Wow. Now I'm going to be videotaping from behind the press. So let's say there's 25 press lined up. They've got cameras and got lights. All the lights are on these stars. And now I'm shooting my client in a wide angle, a wide view. And then we're seeing all of the shadows of the press because the light's on the people, on the stars. And then I come in closer. Then every once in a while come back out so that we can use a different piece. Can make several of those if there's a long line of, let's say there's 40 different photographers and videographers and probably 75 people going down the red carpet. I'm going to tell you about a specific red carpet event. This happened at the famous Chinese theater. Well, actually, why don't I set it up a little bit before that? I was at another red carpet. I was sitting there watching one of the most amazing movies I had ever seen. It was funny, but it was funny at the expense of people, and with everyone being so paranoid and so easily offended, this film went way beyond even my comfort zone. I'm watching it and I'm sort of looking around the room, thinking, oh my gosh, what if someone comes in and since, if you ever see the film, you'll understand this, and some terrorist type decides to throw a grenade in or something, because this film is not making certain people look very intelligent, very smart, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm watching, there's one person who is one of the stars, just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And I watched the whole film. I sat there, nobody came in, nobody blew up the theater. And the original title of this was Bye Bye Bin Laden. And it went through several changes. It finally became available on Amazon on DVD under a different name. And thankfully, I got a copy of it. And now if I ever play it, I have to be really sure that the people who would come to my home and watch this on the big screen, that they are okay. I said, how's your sense of humor? It's okay. I don't know about that. Mine is extreme, and I have a little trouble with this sometimes. Anyway, after this movie was over, I was watching the end credits, and I saw this character was played by Corey Feldman. Corey was made up so well. I had no idea it was him. And of course, he's sitting there at the back of the theater also. And after it's over, I said, Corey, I had no idea. He said, yeah, you didn't know that was me? I said, no, I had no idea. I didn't know. I was thinking, what a brilliant character this is. And he says, well, thank you very much. So I wanted to bring you that first. Corey Feldman, I've known and see every once in a while on different red carpets and stuff, and we would always stop and talk. I've admired his work. Now, Corey Feldman is at the Chinese Theater. We are on the red carpet. I think I have 3 of my clients on that red carpet. And because I made contact and made friends with or reacquainted myself with the producers, people who are putting the red carpet together, at one point I see them running around like almost in a panic. And I said, oh, what happened? It's like there's nothing dangerous that's happened, but did some star just say something they weren't supposed to say, and these people are looking for a lawsuit, trying to avoid? I had no idea. So finally, as they're walking back and forth and frantically, I said to one of them, I said, Bob, what's up? And he says, Corey Feldman's bodyguard's not here, and he's going to need someone to get him back to his car. I said, that's it? He says, yeah, he's got a bodyguards all the time, and his bodyguards, for some reason, is not here. I said, tell Corey that Rock Riddle will be his bodyguard. He says, you sure? You don't mind? I said, no, happy to do it. So he told Corey, and Corey was happy about that. Now, this is the Chinese Theater, Hollywood and Highland area. Corey had a couple of people with him, a couple of ladies. He may have had 3. It seems like he had 3. Now, he's going to walk after it's over. He's going to walk back to where he parked. He didn't park like right there. He didn't park in the parking structure in the building. He parked a couple of blocks east of there. And for those of you who know Hollywood, you keep going east and it keeps getting more and more strange. Not that Hollywood is not strange all over. My office was at Sunset in Wilcox in Hollywood for many, many years. Yep, it was an interesting place. Maybe we'll talk about that sometime if you want to know some of the things that went on in Hollywood that I can share with you. Remind me, I'll do a video on Michael Jackson, because Michael Jackson had a history with our building where my office was. I'll do a video about Chuck Norris, Andre the Giant, all of the people I ran into in my office building. And it's pretty amazing. And some of the things that went on that nobody knows. I'll tell you stuff that, okay, I can't say it right now. Okay. Stick with me. Watch the videos and you'll see things like that. So now, after the event is over, after the red carpet, the world premiere red carpet movie event at the Chinese Theater, one of the most famous theaters in the world. Now, Corey Feldman and his entourage, I think 3 people who were with him. I have to get him safely from there to his vehicle, which is, I guess it was like 2.5 blocks. And so I put myself between Corey and the people. I was playing bodyguard. I was being really stay away like that. Corey likes people. Corey wants to stop and talk to people. Corey wants to stop and talk to the street performers, etc. And I said, okay. I remember someone saying, well, I'd like to say hello to Corey, but we'll never get past his bodyguard. And I couldn't smile outwardly, but I certainly smiled inwardly. But I took it very seriously. It took 45 minutes because Corey is so outgoing and so giving and so loving and so appreciative of his fans. And he wanted to share time. So finally, we get to his car. and he's safe, and no bad guys have placed hands on him. Nobody who should not have been up there got up there. And when we got to his car, it was more of and I don't know what it was. It may have been a Mercedes. It may have been a BMW. I'm not sure, but it was like a van-sized, but very, very nice. And I said, "You're cool. Okay, close your doors, lock your doors, and you have a fantastic evening. It's good to see you." He says, "Rock, come on in. I'll drive you back." I said, No. He said, "Come on in. Let me drive you back. It's the least I can do." I said, "Corey, I'm fine. I appreciate it very much. You have a good evening." And I walked away. He was a little insistent. He wanted to do something. He wanted to drive me back. But for whatever the reason, that did not feel appropriate at that time. It's like if someone offers you something, it's like this. If someone says, hey, let me give you $100 for your trouble, and I volunteered to do it, I said, no. Thank you. I don't want your money. I didn't do this for money. I did this for you. I did this because I wanted to do it for you. Now, while I'm talking about Corey, I'll say a few more things about him. Let's see here if I have any pictures that I can show you. Maybe I'll add some in. But let's go over if I can. Not sure this is it, but we'll try. Yes, over there. I look terrible. However, I mean, you can see that I look so much better now than I did in that picture. But you see, way over on the right-hand side, there's Corey. And a few other people you may recognize. And I'll just say the lady is Shelley Sykes. Shelley is one of my friends. Shelley owned the Mount Malibu estate, most beautiful home I've ever seen, in Malibu overlooking the ocean. She lost her home in the fires, and she also lost her son in the fires. So, and she's rebuilding already. I got to say, one of the strongest ladies I know. So if she happens to see this, okay, let's see what else I may have up here. There's Corey and I, and there's some smaller pictures with he always wearing sunglasses. I had to put on my sunglasses, and a couple little ones there. Let's go back over here. So something I wanted to tell you about Corey. Corey had an interesting reputation in the industry. For many, many years, he would talk about the bad things, the bad parts of the industry, the horrible things that young stars, very young stars, what they endured in this industry, child actors. And for many years, people just said, "Yeah, Corey, yeah. That's okay. Yeah, we understand. Thank you. Yeah, it's very serious. Yeah." And they never took him seriously. It seems like now the news is finally coming out that, yeah, that is a problem, that has been a problem. And a friend of mine the other day said, because I was talking to her about Corey Feldman. And she says, that may be why Corey Himes killed himself. And I said, yeah. If I'm a child star and I am subjected to things that are totally, well, can we say immoral, totally, let's just leave it at that, subjected to some horrible situations, then I would think, yeah, how do you continue, and how do you deal with that? And I said, yeah, that to my friend who mentioned, I said, yeah, you may be right. And she says, that may also explain why Corey is the way he is. I said, Corey's brilliant. She says, yeah, Is he a little different? I said, yeah. And that's great. Am I a little different? Absolutely. Don't want to ever be average, but I understand what she was saying. I'm going to basically, that's the story, and I've talked to you more than I had expected to on this one. I think maybe we'll talk about Larry Hagman next time. My great experience with Larry Hagman, including sharing a red carpet with him and the discussions that we had and my impressions the first time I had met him and all of the things that went by. I'll give you information about so many different people. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up, share it, subscribe. Yes, subscribe. And you're so lucky. Because if I tend to become a little verbose, no, not you, Rock Riddle, you would never just blah, blah, blah. You can always fast forward. Yep. It's like watching certain professional wrestling shows. DVD them. DVR them. Sorry. Or record them on whatever device you have, and then you play them back in the fastest speed you can, and if you see something interesting, you stop. Oh, okay, yeah, that's enough. Yeah. So you're watching a couple of hours worth of professional wrestling in like 12 minutes, and you see the good stuff. I thank you very much. Have a fantastic day. I leave you with this. Every day above ground is a good day. Knowing that, making that a truth for you. How can you ever possibly have a bad day? Few others. Well, I'm waiting for my ship to come in. Okay, you can keep waiting and use that as your excuse, or you can swim out to it. Well, I'm going to start exercising someday. Oh, let me look at my calendar. Excuse me, someday is not a day of the week. Let's get a date, a commitment. I'll leave you with this. I just purchased, I've got a Samsung story to share with you. I interacted with the CEO, United States, or at least in his office, one of his peers. I assume there's more than one. I interacted with this person. And I want to tell you what happened as a result. Well, I'll tell you one thing, since I haven't said a name yet. He said, thanks for making my childhood awesome. I said, okay, he knows who I am. He watched me growing up. And that is so cool. So very, very cool. What was I just saying? Was it anything interesting? Do I need to edit right here? So I'll talk to you about Samsung. Reason I was mentioning it right then. Take two. Hey, sleep deprivation. That's my only excuse right now. I've got a new watch. I don't know if I can show it to the camera. How can I do it? There we are. Yeah. Galaxy, what is it? It's a Watch Ultra and the Ultra phone and stuff like that. So I got quite an amazing deal on the pair. And now I'm learning how to use my watch, and I'm noticing that every once in a while it will vibrate. I'll say, what? And it will say, time to move. Here's how well you did with your sleep. Here's how well you're doing with your exercises. Here's where you need to pick it up. And I'm saying, this is not irritating. I really appreciate this. I have a watch that's pushing me. So if I'm not able to push myself, or I get involved with other things, my watch is telling me, it's time to get moving. You need to work on this. You need more sleep. This is excellent. This is excellent. This is fair. This is fair. Here's where you need work. Here's your blood pressure. Here's your heart rate. Here's your skin temperature. Oh, And most other people watching this who are very young will say, well, of course. I mean, what do you expect? Just because you didn't have them back in the old days, the ancient days. I'll see you guys next time. I thank you very much. Thanks for bearing with me, and thanks for sharing your time with me. Thanks for investing your time. Tell me if you liked this. Tell me if I landed this plane. I'm a private pilot, so I should have been able to land this plane. So much is going on, and I have so much to share with you. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time.